The Orlando Magic may have found someone who can rival Shaquille O'Neal in terms of abilities. Everybody's hyped for this new prospect. Standing 7 feet tall, this dude looks like he will dominate the NBA. If you want to learn more about this new kid on the block and Shaq's David Beckham story, be sure to stick around till the end of the video. Let's get right into it. First up, who even is this kid? Back when Shaq first came into the basketball scene, he was a physical marvel.
2 feet Shaq, he will stuff it home, and there is continuation on that play.
He changed the game forever and redefined what being tall means. The man dominated and towered over the other players. He was so lethal, he even had a whole play named after him. He was called the Shaq Attack, and it's talked about to this day.
Last game, Dennis Scott was starting. Bowie was coming off the bench as O'Neal follows and almost and does bring down the entire backcourt.
The big question on everyone's mind since Shaq retired was whether there would ever be a protege who'd be able to grace an NBA court like that again. Well, we think there's someone who fits the bill rather perfectly. His name is Paolo Banchero. He's caught the attention of some of the biggest names in basketball, including Shaq himself. Shaq went onto Instagram and posted a college photo of him with Banchero. Through this, he recognized Paolo for what he is, a true heir to the Shaq Attack throne. What's more, Banchero recently became the first player since Shaquille O'Neal to score 30-plus points in back-to-back games for the Orlando Magic.
Behind his back, between his legs, driving, firing, banks it in! You can't stop him!
Since, well, Shaq himself played for them way back then. Next up, how good is this kid? Banchero has been catching the eye of every major NBA superstar. It's not just Shaq who noticed him. LeBron saw his debut and was pretty amazed. Now you're probably wondering, what did this dude manage to come up with? Well, in his first ever official NBA game, he managed to score 25 points and collect 5 rebounds.
Was able to get back quickly. Here's Banchero with the first shot of the season, and the Magic rookie scores the first points of the year.
Those are staggering numbers considering he's a rookie. Big Diesel is pleasantly surprised with his new basketball prospect. There's no doubt that Banchero is a good player and has the makings to become an NBA legend. Oh, and he doesn't play like an ordinary player. He uses his body and game sense to know where and how to use his skills to be the most effective player on the pitch. The fact that he primarily uses his physique to dominate on the court further proves how similar he and Shaq are to each other. They both have very similar play styles. There's also the fact that this kid has an insane amount of confidence. Even before the NBA draft happened this year, he said that he felt like he was the best player present in the draft. We have to say, he's managed to show us an insane amount of skills on the court to back up these statements. There's only one way to go now, and that's up. We strongly believe that this kid can make history if he was given the chance. We're hyped to see what else he can come up with on the court. Coming up, is he the next Shaq? Matt Babcock, who is an NBA draft analyst, talked about how amazed he is by Banchero's abilities on the court. He called him extremely versatile. That kind of quality is appreciated in a player in today's game, as you never know when you might need to switch up your style of play to suit the game. He said that Banchero's strengths as of right now were his dribbling ability and his innate shooting ability. Though apart from draining buckets, the man, like any other NBA player, has a few shortcomings. Thankfully though, he has humility and recognizes these shortcomings and works on improving them with a great amount of discipline. A lot of people have talked about how similar he and Shaq are to each other in their style of play. They both have used their insane physique to their advantage, bullying players on the court to make space for themselves and eventually going on to score like machines.
Carter. Banchero stuffs it in.
Both of them have also shown that they have an insane amount of basketball intelligence. This type of thing isn't taught. It's the type of game sense that you either have a knack for or don't. Whatever the case, Banchero doesn't look like he plans to slow down or stop dominating on the court anytime soon. With every game he plays, he continues to prove why he is the right choice when it comes to being chosen as Orlando's #1 draft pick this year. Finally, does the rookie have a bright future ahead of him? Sometimes when you watch this kid, it kind of feels like he was born to play this game. He's a natural. There's no telling what he'll whip out next and somehow manage to score on you. Even if you're the best guard in the league, you're still going to struggle with guarding this guy. It's pretty exciting to think about what else he can bring to the table in the coming years. We have to remember that this is just his first season in the NBA and he's already making waves in the community. We won't be surprised if this Shaq 2.0 manages to take home the Rookie of the Year award. He's got the stats to show for it. His current average is better than a lot of veteran NBA players in the league right now. now. This is also just the beginning. He's only going to get better from here on out, and he's already making a name for himself in the NBA in the grandest of fashions. We're pretty hyped to see him on the court in his next game to see what he can come up with to help the Magic to yet another victory. The rookie is just phenomenal. If he continues to play like this, there's no doubt he's got an entry into the Hall of Fame waiting for him at the end of his career. The best part is, since this is his debut season, it means we've got a few decades of great basketball to look forward to from him. Now, let's check out a funny story between Beckham and Shaq. First up, what's with the wallet? So, this is going to be a funny one. There Shaq was, chilling with James Corden on his late night show, telling his story. To make things even funnier, he had Beckham's wife Victoria right beside him to help him narrate these stories. So according to Shaq, the story goes like this. He was taking a normal walk through Beverly Hills and came across a wallet. The poor wallet was lying on the ground and seemingly had been forgotten. Now, Shaq joked about how when he usually found such a wallet, he just emptied the contents and threw the wallet away, but this was a nice one, so he couldn't just get rid of it. It's safe to say that we know how this man maintains a net worth of $400 million. We guess taking money from lost wallets is quite lucrative in Hollywood. Well, in the end, Shaq decided to try and find out whose wallet it was. Turns out it was Beckham's, and he ended up returning it. But not before he jokingly asked Beckham for $1 million, just for kicks. Imagine being at a level where you can mess with David Beckham like that. Next up, he forgot Victoria's name. So there Shaq was on the late night show with Jimmy Fallon. He was facing off against Wolverine himself, Hugh Jackman. He was pitted against him in a rapid fire round. Fallon asked him to name all the Spice Girls. Shaq managed to get as far as naming 3 of them, but forgot Posh and Baby. In case you don't know, Posh is the alter ego of none other than Victoria Beckham. It must be a sad day in England when you forget David Beckham's wife. We don't know how awkward it must have been the next time Shaq met up with the Beckhams. He interviewed on Corden's show alongside Victoria while telling the infamous wallet story, so we're guessing it wasn't as bad as we think. It's still hilarious to think about. We guess Victoria's alter ego isn't as famous as she would have everyone believe. Long live the Shaq attack. Finally, is it just us, or does Shaq have fun things like this happen a lot? Shaq is a character no one can easily forget. He's got crazy stories for days. You literally cannot go wrong if you invite this guy onto a talk show. Another funny story that he told was about the time when he got arrested by the Royal Guard outside Buckingham Palace when he tried to make them move. As the story goes, he managed to bump into one of them. In an instant, a large number of guards holding rifles appeared and took him to a back room. What happened next is hilarious. He told them about how, like they had David Beckham here, he was the Black David Beckham. To this day, he doesn't know if it worked, though the guard who went on to verify this came back 10 minutes later and let him go. Well, that's a wrap for this video, my friends. Do you think Paolo Banchero is the next Shaq? Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And while you're down there, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos just like this. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.